So are you doing opening remarks at 3?
Tia Petrovic knows Pioneer Square.
It's fabulous. It's a little microcosm.
She has lived here for more than 30 years and says she's not going anywhere else. This is home to her.
I've lived in several of Seattle's neighborhoods. All neighborhoods are so interesting and so unique. This one, it stopped me and it stopped my heart.
Tia was a longtime local business owner and has served on the Pioneer Square Preservation Board. She says she appreciates the height limits on buildings because it helps to preserve the historic charm and neighborhood feel.
That makes a whole bunch of us very close. We're not escaping to a high rise in the sky. We're all very close, which means we're always on the street together, we're always out together, we know each other, we see each other. Very, very neighborhood-like. I know who I'm walking by and around, the small businesses. I could go on and on. Hans, what are you doing today?
Tia, along with many of her neighbors, are excited to see the thoughtful work going into several projects in Pioneer Square, focused both on historical preservation and sustainability in a big way. Populous Seattle opened in May of 2025 in the historic Westland building. The hotel is a project by Urban Villages and is part of their Rail Spur development, which includes 3 historic buildings.
Originally, the front door of these buildings were in the alleyways because that's where the railroad would come through. And so when we were looking at this site, we studied it and we really wanted to turn the buildings in on one another and kind of bring that feel back.
Populous Seattle is carbon negative. With construction, they focused on adaptive reuse by repurposing the historic building and estimate they kept about 80% of the original structure. They also used low-carbon construction materials like concrete and recycled materials that are built to last for many years. They also participate in Seattle City Light's Green Up program and Puget Sound Energy's Renewable Natural Gas program.
And even where there's places where maybe the existing building was parts of it were inconvenient, they embraced that, and that made this a very special and maybe quirky but interesting and inviting place to be. Most of the pieces were able to be reused in a very meaningful way that gives this place even more character. It's not lost, it's still here.
There's so much innovation assigned to this idea of preservation as like a motivator to make sure that it exists forever. Adapting, whether it's the rooftops to be these community spaces, bringing back the idea of hand-painted signs in the neighborhood. It's like this thing that is upholding tradition rather than ending it. So it's making sure that that's a part of the equation is always the key.
Populous Seattle even operates on 100% renewable power, and they will plant a tree for every stay. But it's not just about trees. They're even honoring the original wood that was used. It's something you can even smell.
When they increased the seismic structural things, whether that's from acoustical caulking to increasing beams throughout the space, all of the original Douglas fir beams were treated so that they could last the 20-year footprint that our positive carbon credits provide us. And that just creates this really unique smell that can be dated all the way back to the early 1900s. Wood and textiles carry such a deep memory and they hold on to history the same way that people do.
Populous Seattle has 3 restaurants on site. They compost their food waste and source local food whenever possible.
Gentlemen.
The rooftop bar called Fjern is also very unique in Pioneer Square.
A new way to experience Pioneer Square is up on the rooftops, and before it was difficult to get up. Most of it was privatized. That allows you to see the city from a unique vantage point.
Something else that makes this hotel unique is all of the art. More than 300 works are not only on display, but are also for sale, providing local artists with exposure and also funding. There's even art outside in the alley that has also been thoughtfully updated.
The activation of the Pioneer Square alleys has been a vision for a long time. It's been slowly being implemented. This is just going to completely blow it wide open. This is going to be the culmination of that, I think. And once people see it, I think there'll be other people that have ideas to do it elsewhere in Pioneer Square.
And while Populous Seattle is an incredible example of sustainability, it's the thought and care in preserving the historical elements that residents say is equally important. So Pioneer Square still feels like Seattle's oldest neighborhood.
Populous is a great example of the adaptive reuse where, someone came in, saw potential in a building, saw its old bones, and knew how to take it forward in a way that's both environmentally friendly, brings economic vitality to the neighborhood, and really serves as a gathering place for the neighborhood.
We're walking with our own DNA and the past towards the future. That's the part that gives me chills. That's the part that really excites me about living here. So modernizing it, great, but let's keep a handle on that rein a bit, because you really don't want to lose your base, your core, because it always feels like home. Others have walked here before you. It's a privilege, and it inspires people to do the same.
Watch CityStream Tuesday nights at 7 on the Seattle Channel, or find us anytime online at seattlechannel.org.